as far as Rishi Sunak that is concerned, who has scripted history and is all set to take over as the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Now, this is coming after his contender, Penny Mordaunt, withdrew from the race after not being able to muster enough numbers to contest for the Conservative Party leader's post. Sunak, on the other hand, also received a wave of support from the MPs, with over 160 of them declaring their support for him. Now, Rishi Sunak will be the first leader of colour and the first Hindu to take up the top job. At the age of 42, he is also the youngest Prime Minister in more than 200 years for the leadership of the United Kingdom.
The Conservative Party will soon have its new leader. I have been to different hustings and I have watched Rishi Sunak talk at these hustings. What I really like is that he stands up, he makes eye contact, and he gives very specific answers. The answers are not general. He gets to the point the question is being asked on, and then he definitely answers the point that he can. What I did really see in him is sincerity. I did see conviction and courage. He served brilliantly when he was the Chancellor during the difficult COVID crisis. He really did step up. He stepped up immensely to make sure that the general public was taken care of, addressed the furlough scheme. There were so many things that we can go on and on about Rishi Sunak.
So the task is cut out for the new Prime Minister, even as the UK is battling economic challenges. The rising energy prices that has hit households hard, with energy bills also expected to rise significantly. The cost of living has also gone up, with retail inflation in double digits. And then Rishi Sunak will have to take steps to revive the economic growth, which is currently stalled at the moment. On the political level as well, the challenge will be to ensure stability of the government, and with two leadership changes that has taken place in the last just 2 months. Take a look at this ground report.
Rishi Sunak's appointment as the Prime Minister of United Kingdom marks several firsts. He is now the first Indian origin politician to become the Prime Minister of United Kingdom. He is also one of the youngest to occupy 10 Downing Street in the last 200 years. And he is also the wealthiest, one of the wealthiest Prime Ministers who have taken charge of United Kingdom. All of that will now have a heavy burden of expectations on Rishi Sunak, who was elected following a huge and massive support from the Tory MPs here in London. Penny Mordaunt, the other contender, dropped out of the race just minutes before 2 p.m. UK time on Monday, which is when all the leadership hopefuls had to submit the names of their parliamentary supporters. Penny Mordaunt and Boris Johnson left the race because they realized they stood no chance against the groundswell of support that Rishi Sunak now has got from the Tory MPs. This is a huge change of equation from a few months ago, when Rishi Sunak lost out to Liz Truss. But after her disastrous innings as Prime Minister, the Tory party has put its faith in Rishi Sunak to steer the country and the party to much better times. Rishi Sunak will now have an audience with King Charles III at Buckingham Palace, following which he will be officially appointed the Prime Minister. He will then set about electing his cabinet colleagues to take charge of the UK and steer the country and his own party to election victory. That exactly is what the Tory party hopes. But Rishi Sunak has his task cut out. The country faces a recession, inflation is at an all-time high, and people are struggling with the cost of living. He has to address all those primary issues, along with the war in Ukraine that has also affected energy prices here in the United Kingdom.
So wishes that have been pouring in from the top global leaders as well. Minister Narendra Modi also congratulated Rishi Sunak, and he said that he is looking forward to work together. But with the US President as well, Joe Biden, hailing Rishi Sunak as the next Prime Minister of the UK, and has called his win as a groundbreaking milestone. Let me go across to Rishabh now. So Rishabh, wishes that have been pouring in for Rishi Sunak. We've been looking at also the tweets of congratulatory messages coming in from Indian Prime Minister as well.
If you see 7 years ago, when Prime Minister Modi was in London and there was a diaspora event happening, Dick Cameron, the then Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, had said that it's high time and it won't be long enough from now when we have a British Indian Prime Minister in Downing Street. And now we have Rishi Sunak, 42-year-old British Indian PIO, if I can say, a person of Indian origin, as the Prime Minister at 10 Downing Street, and wishes have been coming in, be it from the ruling party here in India to the opposition. Everyone has been congratulating Rishi Sunak since last evening. It was an auspicious day of Diwali, and on the day of Diwali, having an Indian origin Prime Minister to be the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, the country that ruled over India for almost 200 years. Having Indian origin Prime Minister there is definitely a paradigm shift, if you see. And this is also happens to be the first person of color to be occupying the 10 Downing Street ever. So this shows that how important Rishi Sunak's elevation as Prime Minister of United Kingdom have become, especially for India. We have seen how India and United Kingdom have faced a lot of issues, be it in visa, be it in trade, and now the government of India as well as Rishi Sunak's team back in the United Kingdom are looking to change the dynamics between the two countries and get things back on track.
All right. So a lot of challenges there as far as, his building up within the party is also concerned. But economic growth is something that Rishi Sunak's main challenge would be when it comes to its revival there. Please do stay on with us, Risha, because the exit of Liz Truss marking the shortest term of the UK Prime Minister ever. And now the change of guard that is taking place in less than 2 months. Indian origin politician Rishi Sunak is the new UK Prime Minister. And as the investment banker turned politician enters 10 Downing Street, a look at his political journey that has happened so far.
Mounting economic crisis. Exit of Liz Truss marking the shortest term of a UK Prime Minister ever. And now change of guard in less than 2 months. Indian origin politician Rishi Sunak is a new UK Prime Minister. As the investment banker turned politician enters 10 Downing Streets, a look at his journey so far. Relatively new to British politics, Sunak rose through the ranks as Conservative Party leader rapidly, first entering UK Parliament in 2015 when he was elected as MP from Richmond in Yorkshire. He was re-elected as MP in 2017 and 2019. Between 2018 and 19, he served as Parliamentary Under-Secretary of State for Local Government. Soon he was promoted to Finance Minister just before the pandemic hit. His economic support schemes during the lockdown won him huge public support. After an incredible rise in UK politics, Sunak's popularity, however, took a beating following a series of unpopular policies. His involvement in the Partygate scandal and news about his wife avoiding millions in tax by claiming non-domicile status. Sunak was also in part responsible for Boris Johnson's ouster as PM as he kick-started the spate of government resignations and went on to join the race to replace him but lost to Liz Truss in a closely contested fight. But here he is again, scripting history. Born to parents of Indian origin, Sunak is UK's first British Asian Prime Minister. At 42, he is also the youngest in more than 200 years to occupy the post. But task for Sunak is cut out, with a slew of challenges waiting for him. First, of course, the economic challenges. The rising energy prices have hit the households hard. The cost of living has also shot up, with retail inflation in double digits. Then there's a problem of stalled economic growth amid concerns over labour shortages. And then ensuring political stability is another key challenge. Will Sunak have answers to these challenges? This is a question on every UK citizen's mind. Bureau Report, Times Now.
Well, even as Rishi Sunak prepares to take over as the next UK Prime Minister, as far as his ascent is concerned, that has sparked politics back home in India. Very interesting turn of events that is taking place, Srinjoy, because the Congress party is citing the example of UK politics and asking if minorities can get the highest office here in India as well.
Well, fine, but the important thing is not that Rishi Sunak is a minority or anything else. Rishi Sunak is the right person to be Prime Minister of Britain. That's why he's the best person, the best political leader should be Prime Minister. Whether he's majority, whether he's minority, that is of no consequence. The important fact is that he has to be the best person for the job. And clearly, after an initial stumble, when Liz Truss defeated him to become Prime Minister for 44 days, Rishi Sunak has shown that he is the right person, that his economic policies are the right policies for Britain. And because so, he is Prime Minister of Britain today. There is no other reason, not the fact that he's a part of the minority there. It's a very flourishing minority. It's a very successful minority. It has very few problems with the rest of the British establishment. The point is, Rishi Sunak has done the hard work. He has been in the Conservative Party. He has been an MP. He has been Chancellor of the Exchequer. He has the right ideas. So finally, the British Conservative Party has turned to him. And best of luck to him for his term as the British Prime Minister, because he knows, and the British Conservative Party knows, that in about a year and a bit, the elections are coming. And the Conservative Party is 20 points plus behind the Labour Party in the opinion polls. Now, if that is so, and if this is how it will be in the next elections, the Conservative Party will go down very, very badly. Now, they need a fresh face. They need a new face. They need a man with ideas to turn things around, to turn the economy around, to turn the Conservative Party's fortunes around. A lot is on his plate. So we will have to see what he actually does. But surely this is a great opportunity for a man who has the ability, has the confidence, and has, at least for now, the confidence of the Conservative Party and the people of Britain.
All right. For the moment, Shinjoy, thanks very much for joining in. As far as the Congress MPs are concerned, Shashi Tharoor also taking Twitter saying that the British have done something rare and asked that if some same thing that can happen in India. Even P. Chidambaram citing the example of how Kamala Harris and Rishi Sunak, the two non-majority citizens, are occupying the top post in the US and the UK respectively, saying that this is a lesson for India and the parties that can practice majoritarian politics. For the moment, thank you very much for joining in.